Today on Marilyn. Get ready to spend an entire show with one very special guest.
Jamie Oliver!
Jamie Oliver is here, and he's brought recipe after recipe to help you beat mealtime woes.
Light it up! Wow!
Get inspired to make weekdays more delicious with his twist on traditional stroganov.
The longest thing in this dish, 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
A puff pastry pizza for both parents and kids.
My kids love this.
Tremendous.
Absolutely.
Mouth-watering crispy squash dumplings and more.
You have a go and I'll have a go. I mean, a pot row.
Oh, boy, hot.
It all starts right now. Here's Marilyn.
Wow! Big day! My gosh, it's a big day. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Today, we get to spend the entire hour with a very special guest. We're so happy to have him back. It's been too long. Please welcome the one and only and my dear friend, Jamie Oliver. My friend.
I'm very, very well. What a lovely welcome, thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice, it's so nice.
You know, I'm a long way from home, I'm missing my family, and look what I've got.
You got family here.
That's amazing.
Everybody have a seat, relax. We got an hour with Jamie Oliver today. First of all, so good to see you.
Thank you.
We haven't seen you for a couple of years, so we got to get caught up on a lot of things.
Likewise, yeah.
But before we do anything else, we've got, look at, not that I flagged this book or anything. Here's your new book. Here's your new, so many great, inspiring us to eat better, switch it up. Weekday meals go into veg, which your family has done, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like, this has been a labour of love for me. I wrote this actually 9 years ago.
Wow.
So, like, one of the things about getting a bit older I've tried to learn from is sometimes you can be too early. Right, not that. It's early.
They're Canadians, they love it.
Yeah, I've got 5 kids, so maybe I've got a problem. Oh, my God, we've only just started. No,
This will be a nighttime show now.
Sometimes I've done bits of content or I've done projects that are too early.
Yeah.
And although they're bang on point, not for the public. So when I wrote this, it was bang on point for me, sort of listening and learning, but actually I don't think the public were ready for it, and now is the time.
Well, I got to tell you, you say putting labels on food preferences, I say frightens the life out of me.
Yeah.
There are enough things in life that divide us, and I feel that food should not be one of them.
No.
And but it is, and as far as I'm concerned, if it's good, it's good. Everyone's on their own journey. I love that, Jamie.
Absolutely.
And people are at different stages, and that's okay. So you and your family, you base a couple of meals a week.
Yep.
Totally veg.
Completely.
And that's what you're
and it's not like, you know, we got, you know, whether you're vegetarian or vegan, God bless.
Yeah.
Pescatarian or any other Aryan, you know, like it's all cool. It's your journey, right? It's your journey, and we're all different. And listening to your body. But I think the one thing I can give you that's a fact is the idea of consuming meat 3 times a day, 7 days a week is completely bonkers. And it's not meant to be. And it's not what our ancestors were involved in either. So, you know, if you want to do good to yourself, if you want to do good to your wallet, and if you want to do good to the planet, then fundamentally this is what I was trying to give you. I wanted to give you the best veggie book ever, where we're not saying sorry, it's a celebration, not a commiseration.
Right,
so we've got bakes, we've got pastas, we've got noodles, we've got comfort food dishes, £1 wonders, tray bakes, breakfast, lunches. But, you know, we got 5 dishes to do
You
today.
know what a absolute chef I am in my kitchen. No, I'm not. So my kind of thing is I look at your book and I go, great, and I say, here's the title, like asparagus quiche and soup is one of them. And then underneath it says whole wheat pastry, thyme, ricotta, and cheddar. That's it. The amount of ingredients, very minimal, and there's a couple of clues and hints and whatever if you want to change it up a bit. That's as simple as it is.
Yeah.
The photographs are beautiful. You want us to eat the rainbow. Yeah. Right?
I think, look, about 6 years ago, I went back to school. Now, this is kind of an interesting one for me, because I was really bad at school. I was a dyslexic kid, I came out with nothing. But on my journey as a chef, I started to realise, as I was doing more of my campaigning side, that very often I'd be going ahead with a big company that was doing a lot of damage to our kids' health, and they would be able to afford the best minds in the world, and they started maybe winning a few too many kind of, like, battles around science of nutrition. So I went back, I didn't like that. So I went back to university, I got qualified as a nutritionist, and what I kind of learned is that good nutrition as a chef is not about what you can't have, it's about what you can have. And in this book, most of it's very healthy, but we have, you know, beautiful dishes, comfort food dishes.
Yeah,
I mean, look, one of the comfort food dishes in there, you know, we've got the allotment cottage pie, we've got, like, cauliflower cheese pizza pie. I mean, you know, what more do you want? Like, you know it's good, but there is, when you look through, if you flick through the pages, you will see a rainbow. And I think colour in nature is very generous. Colour tells you a lot. You know, colour is full of goodness, stuff that's really, really wonderful for your body. So, yeah, it's a celebration of veg, and we're doing 5 dishes today.
We're doing 5. First one up, mushroom and stroganoff, page 30. And by the way, you're all going to get this book. Page 30! Of course you're going to get the book.
So,
it smells good. So if you said, too, if you don't have all these kind of mushrooms, just get some mushrooms, right?
Let's just talk about it. So, look, mushrooms over here. If you go down your farmer's market or your supermarket, what has developed well in the last 20 years is a wonderful choice. So you can make this just with button mushrooms. God bless. It's all good, right? Portobellas, field mushrooms, it's all good. But you'll see also for sale some farmed oysters like this. You know, you'll get shiitakes. Look at the colour. You know, they're very, very comforting. You can get wild ones. You can get dried ones. So fill your boots whatever you want. Now, I've got a few interesting things. Just wind back. Meat. Now, meat, you know, is a kind of... It has a lot in one product, right? That's why it's quite handy for cooking. And if we want to get that kind of comforting depth of flavour that you would get from, like, a gnarly roasted bit of a lamb chop or pork shoulder, then we need to call the fire brigade. And we need to work with nature to give you that flavour. So mushroom is they're very generous, right? So there's a technique here. I used to have a restaurant in Japan, and the Japanese are absolutely mind-blowing at cooking. And one of the techniques they did was a type of dry frying, OK?
So there's no oil or anything.
There's no oil at all. Now, what we achieve... I'm not doing that to be healthy, although it is, right? What we achieve from this is a nuttiness that you would never achieve through frying with fat. But we will fry with fat, because I want both. Okay? Now, the other thing is, when you choose your fat, you can use your butter, and that's gorgeous, but I like to use olive oil. So we don't want to destroy the olive oil. So putting that kind of oil in towards the end is lovely. So we're going to make a lovely mushroom stroganoff. So, yes, beef stroganoff is the classic. If you live in Canada, there's, you know, moose and venison and stuff you can do, which is amazing, right? But the mushrooms are so, so good. So, actually, the longest thing in this dish is the rice. 12 minutes. 12 minutes, OK? So... You got 12 minutes at home? On Monday to Friday? Yeah, cool. We've all agreed 12 minutes is OK for cooking. So we put our pan on, dry, put it on full whack. We're going to toast these mushrooms. If I can show you, already, these are kind of shrinking up.
Because they've got a lot of water in them, too, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're taking that out. Now we turn it up, and we're going to start introducing a little garlic. So we've got garlic. In front of me, we've got some lovely capers. We've got some, what we call cornichon or gherkins. So we'll slice that up as well.
OK.
And then you'll also get these little silver skin pickled onions. You have these in Canada? We have them in little jars.
Yeah, we do have them in little jars.
We do like capers.
They're sitting on our refrigerator going, I don't know what to do with these little things. I got them in a basket for Christmas, right? What do I do with these?
Good. They're good with cheese, I know that much. But I'm going to take some onion. And actually, start to finish, this dish is very quick. So I'm going to go in with the onion now. And now I'll introduce the fat. And it will change, right? And you'll start to smell it, guys, in the audience. So we've gone from nutty to frying. So this is a more familiar sound now that we've got. So you can see the shine there. And then I'm going to introduce these fragrant items like the garlic and the capers and the onions.
Good, would you like to come home?
Mate, we're not even halfway there yet. Like, it's going to get even so much better.
OK.
So this will be frying off. It's nice and quick at this point. I'm going to take parsley. You can use any herb you like, but, you know, like basil if you want. But parsley's really nice. It's irony, it's fresh. So, first of all, you don't have to throw away the stalks. The stalks are nice and sweet. So I'll finely slice the stalks, and then I'll roughly tear or chop the leaves, right? So we're really thinking about bringing out lots of lovely flavour here.
Would you be able to take a question from Christina in the audience?
I would so love to take
Okay, Christina, there she is right in the front row there, Jamie Oliver.
Hi, Jamie. I love caramelized onions, but I never can get them right. They're always too dark. Do you go high heat then low? Do you go low and slow? How do you get it just right?
Okay, so how can I express this to you, lovely lady? So, whether it's onions or any vegetable, they all have different ranges of natural sugar. Now, to access that sugar, it's like a Christmas present, right? You have wrapping paper. Now, if you go in too hard and fast, right, you're going to access a little sugar and burn it. Caramelization, burn, right? So what we want to do is if we go slow, even a little splash of water, just to soften it up, you start accessing more sugar, then it starts to become golden and sweet and deep and delicious. But if I may, these onions are nice and sweet now. At this point in the game, we're going to put in some creme fraiche or cream.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And we can now just watch that marble. Now, get the camera in there. Mr. Cameraman, come and have a little look at this.
That's Chris.
We'll season now with salt and pepper, very important.
Yeah.
But also we use a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of spice, right? So that is basically the dish. Should you wish, you could give it a little kick with lemon. Just a little squeeze.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I'll plate up. So mushroom stroganoff, joyful, beautiful, really fun to do.
You want the glass?
And if I can grab that plate, what we'll do is take our fluffy rice.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it over here.
Okay, sure.
Are you hungry?
Always.
So this fluffy rice was very simple. 1 cup of rice with 2 cups of water and a pinch of salt. And then after about 12 minutes, with the lid on, you'll get just perfect fluffy rice every single time. I know it's a really simple thing, guys, but it's one of the biggest letters that I get sent in is, my rice is always sticky, it's always sticky, it's always sticky. So, let's serve this up. First dish.
Look at that.
Beautiful people.
Ah.
A mushroom stroganoff.
Mushroom stroganoff. That's from Jamie Oliver's wonderful new book, Ultimate Veg. All right, everybody, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Jamie Oliver. Stroganoff, we gotta have a little bite of that.
Go on, girl.
Okay, we're gonna do that. And while I'm gonna, my mouth is gonna be full, how's the fam?
The family is very good. It's very large. There's many children everywhere.
Five children?
I am fully into teenage. Got 2 teenagers.
That's delicious.
You didn't tell me! That's kind of interesting. I got a little 3-year-old. So from 17, 18 to 3. And a few bits in the middle. So it's a very... for you mums out there, you know that having 3 gears at the dinner table is tough, right? You know, it's probably 2 out of 10 meals goes according to plan. According to plan means no tears or...
Right.
You know, mate,
no wartime,
it's like the Addams Family every day. I'm pinching myself going,
is someone going to university next year?
Yes, my eldest is going to university. No one in the Oliver family has ever been to university.
How about that?
So, yeah.
And there was a beautiful Instagram that your wife wrote about her. About very emotional.
Yes.
They're going off, to university.
My wife's very emotional always, and family is very, very important to her. But I think that she's coming to terms with your little thing being a bigger thing that's going to leave. I think that's a thing that every parent's got to go through, right?
Gosh, I think about you, and I remember meeting you before you had your first child.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a long time.
And haven't I been prolific since?
Haven't you?
Yeah.
Busy, busy, busy.
Wowzers.
That is delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a nice little 30-minute meal that you can rattle out on a busy sort of day, easy peasy. Now for something a bit different, guys.
Yeah.
Something a bit different, something that gives you texture and fun. If you go down the supermarkets, you'll find in the freezer department often these little wonton wrappers. Okay? And look, it's just flour and water, so it's not the most complicated thing in the world, but they're all kind of cut out for you, ready and raring to go. So I want to bring you a little bit more flavour to your taste buds.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I've got some roasted squash. Now, roasted squash is an interesting one. Pretty much every week I'll get a whole butternut squash, and if I'm roasting something or using the oven, I'll throw the whole thing in, just whole. You know, and I'll use it at some point in the week. In a salad, in a risotto, in a pasta, in a salad, something, right? So we've got some roasted squash here. And then to go with that, to get more of the good stuff in there, we are going to go with some broccoli, the most common vegetable in the country. And often people throw away the stalk. But actually, there's nothing wrong with it. So one of the fashionable veggies at the moment is kohlrabi. And kohlrabi is sort of genetically just amplifying the root of the broccoli, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's very fresh, it's very nice. You don't have to throw those stalks away, and you can carry on grating, even down to the flour, right? And you can start incorporating this into all kinds of mashed potatoes and bits and pieces like that. So
idea.
I want to add some fragrance. We've got a little ginger here, and we'll use the finer side of the box. So really fresh flavours. Garlic, I want the hum of garlic to give it a nice kind of pong, I say pong in a nice way. And then if you go around the supermarkets, year on year, there are new things turning up from wonderful countries around the world. And it's been around for a while, but a lot of people still don't know about it. Miso. It's fermented soy, or sometimes rice. You get light ones, you get dark ones. So, well, why am I interested? Well, this has got deep flavour. Fermented foods have got some interesting, they're good for your gut, probiotics and stuff like that. But you're getting deep, things like soy sauce are fermented, right? So deep flavour. So a little bit of miso goes in. A little bit of vinegar. Now, you can use a white wine vinegar. This is a rice wine vinegar. Okay. So when you start putting this kind of hot, fragrant, kind of like deep flavours, sweet squash, it could be a sweet potato if you want, and then the lovely kind of fresh broccoli, you're going to make like a little paste. So we're going to stuff these dumplings, and it's just a fun thing to do at the weekend. And my kids love doing this, and my wife absolutely loves this, because the idea of this is you have a steamed dumpling with a crispy bum, right? So it's a little bit of both, and we all like a little bit of both, don't we, Marilyn? And why have one thing when you can have two, right?
That's how you got her in the first place.
So yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you can do this for me, darling girl.
Okay.
So there is your wonton, and here is just a little teaspoon of the filling. And then I'm just going to use your finger in this bit of vinegar here. We'll make this a little bit wet around the side, and just bring it together like a little parcel. Have a little go at that, darling.
Do you remember the first time that you and I cooked together?
I do. It was about 20 years ago.
Yeah, and where did you do it? Where did we go?
And it was at your house.
That's right. And my neighbors see this guy walk in the house with a camera crew going, is that Jamie Oliver? Yes, it is. It was the best use of my kitchen ever.
It was lovely. Well, it's since.
And my son is like 10 years old, and he's watching, and he goes, is this the first time your son has seen you cook in the kitchen? I go, yeah, kind of. That's kind of what happened.
Now,
anyway.
if I may interrupt.
Yes, you may.
Because what she's done here is something that isn't what I asked, but that doesn't matter.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. Just come and have a look. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually beautiful. So, let's talk about technique. No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. So,
I was used to one.
It's not wrong. It's right.
Is that right?
It's not wrong. It's right.
Okay.
So, what I have here is I've been frying these off here. See that? So we've been frying these off so they're golden on their little bottoms.
Yeah, I'm going to do
So what happens is, once you've done that, add some water, and then we put a lid on. So I'm going to do Marilyn's one, because I'm going to prove to you that she hasn't done it wrong. But
it's not
actually
consistent with the rest.
No, but what you've expressed is actually that you can have fun with shapes. So whether it's a moon shape...
That's under my bio. And she has fun with shapes. Am I doing okay?
No, you're doing it so
Is that
right.
how you do it?
Because it doesn't matter. It's
but is it like that? Okay.
Yeah, look.
Look.
It's all good.
Come on now.
We're going to...
Now, you show me how you do it. Show me how
mine's not better or worse than yours. It's just... So you just take a little bit of that filling.
Yeah.
You put it in there. You wet it up.
Yeah.
And we can do any shape that you want. And I just, you can bring it in to corners like that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
There's no right and wrong. The only thing that matters is, do you have a package, right? Do you have a nice little pot?
Canada.
I'm looking at the cameraman going, dude, there's only 2 of us in here. It's like 25 to 1. Look, I've just made a different one. So the idea, this technique is fry it until golden.
Yep.
Right? So we got golden here. Then we go in with water. So let's try and use Marilyn's. OK? So I'm going to do that, because I want to show you that she was right. When it comes to the dips, you want things that are crunchy and delicious and gorgeous. So we've got over here, we've got some coriander picked, we've got some sesame seeds, we have some English mustard. When I used to work in Japan, they used to love like kind of the gyoza thing with they used to use English mustard and Worcestershire sauce. It wasn't just the Japanese things. And then what I have here, which is a nice little condiment, is grated chili and grated ginger. And they used to do this a lot, and you mix it up, and you kind of mould it into like a little kind of pyramid, and you just, but basically you pick and dip. So, do you like going to restaurants where you can kind of dip things?
Yeah,
and
I
that
do.
sort of thing?
In my 60s, I share more.
Sure.
Before that, not so much. Jill, you've got a question. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Jamie.
Hi,
She's
darling.
right over there. She's right over there. Go ahead.
I just wondered what your favorite seaweed is,
Favourite
as well as your favorite way of incorporating it into your meals.
Ah, you like that stuff.
Do you know what? There's so many. I mean, seaweed is probably one of the most nutritious vegetables on the planet. There's, you know, certainly there's rarely any poisonous seaweeds anywhere near the land. You know, most seaweeds are very edible, very nutritious. And many communities and populations do embrace them around the world. I've been in Okinawa, where, you know, they eat a lot of it every single day, and they have some of the longest living, you know, most productive, healthy people on the planet. So getting them into salads, noodle dishes, rice dishes, absolutely. The question is, where do you get it from?
Right.
So, yes, you can have the nori rolls and the crisps, but they're kind of salty. So the benefit becomes a bit, you know, salt, yeah. But I think, like, what we will see, I think, in the next 5 years is seaweed just being incorporated into things that you love already. And I think that's...
And more available to us.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the way forward. So,
all right, here we go. Let's
here
check
we
the-
go.
thank you,
What
Jill.
we're going to see here is we've steamed them now. Can you see if I take this lid off?
Look at that one in the middle. It's fantastic.
Yeah. The water will evaporate. We've got our little dipping section. And as that evaporates, there you see, look, see how nice this is?
Can you answer another question?
Yeah,
while you're
I
doing
can,
that?
look.
Okay,
Just go and have a look, quick look at this, though.
Look, nice. Oh, that's nice. Brenda,
Look at that.
while you're arranging that, Brenda's got a question. Go ahead.
Hi, Jamie. This question isn't meant to be morbid, but if you were going to have your last supper, what meal would you choose?
So I'm dead now. Do you know what I mean? I only just got here.
Or you're really guilty.
She's organising the canapes at my funeral. I think for nostalgic reasons, and I think many might agree, like my mum's roast dinner with all the trimmings, you know, sticky toffee pudding, just like anything that takes me back to being around my family table with my mum and my dad and sort of arguing about passing the grave, you know, like...
Yeah.
And I think, like, those family moments are really important to me. So I think, like, yes, there's many beautiful things I'd love to eat on my last days, but I think delicious food and delicious people is the holy grail for me, so...
Okay. All right.
Now, so here we are. Here's your thing. We've got our little dumplings. Let's have a little look here. So what we can do is we can take some of this ginger and chilli and we can kind of pimp our ride over here. We can take our little dumpling, have a little dip up, get it in there, a bit of English mustard. If you want to get a little bit of sesame seed, have a little sprinkle up. And have a go. Go on, darling. You have a go and I'll have a go.
Okay.
Or I could
I'm
feed
not really
you.
good at this.
It
I don't
depends
know.
how you want to roll these days.
I don't.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's all I want.
It's hot. It's hot, though.
Oh, what hot.
There is Marilyn's. Who would like me to put one in their mouth? It's all right. These have only been in my mouth. I've got nothing. I'm clean. All right.
Oh.
Go on. What are you thinking?
What?
I'm about to feed one of your...
Go ahead.
Yeah, one of your punters.
Go for it. I have to wait for us to cool down.
Who's first? Yeah, I see you. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Are you feeling the crispy bottom? And the soft inside?
Oh, lovely. When we come back, Jamie's cooking one of his favorite curries. We'll be right back, everybody. Jamie Aller is here with us today. He's switching up with our weekday meals, delicious veggie recipes from his new cookbook, Ultimate Veg, which I've been flagging and playing around with a little bit. The next thing we're going to make is stuffed curried eggplant, spiced tamarind, peanut sauce, fresh cilantro. Cilantro,
we call it coriander, but, you know, let's not let language get between us.
I won't. It never has before. Did you see the lady in the audience that's very pregnant?
Yes, I did.
Hello.
Hello, my darling.
Hello. When are you due? 2 weeks. Wow. What's your name?
Emily.
Emily, well done, well done.
Emily,
Okay.
we will look after Emily. And
Yeah,
look,
we will.
guys, in the book, my job was to give you a little bit of everything. So
Yep.
for sure, there's plenty of everyday comfort food dishes with a nice twist, all the things that you would expect.
Right.
But then I want to give you something that maybe you haven't had before, right? That's also my job. So this is actually one of my wife's favourite things to eat. Friday night, end of the week, like something that kind of represents a little bit of a kind of feast. So we're going to have poppadoms, rice, little salads and a lovely curry. Now, interestingly, certainly in the UK, I can't speak for Canada, but we have a bit of a weird relationship with eggplant. We call it aubergine. Like, no one knows how to cook it, right? And it's one of my favourite things to cook. So whether you get the regular ones or the family of eggplant, aubergines, are very different shapes and sizes. If you look in some of your, supermarkets which represent different, waves of immigration, there's fascinating stuff happening in there. So most of this comes from a regular supermarket. Stuff like the curry leaf, the curry leaves, and these came from Kensington Market.
Right.
But I'm sure you guys kind of get out and about and sort of see the markets out there. But this is the excitement part of cooking. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a paste.
Okay.
So first up, we take an onion, a chunk of ginger, some garlic cloves, 4 of them here, some coriander. You don't like coriander, you can get mint, that's fine.
Mint,
right?
yes, mint.
And then we can whiz that up with a chili and we make this raw paste.
Oh, okay.
All right? So that's one thing done, as simple as that. Just put it in a food processor. I kind of didn't do that because it's noisy.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to come between us.
No.
Then there's spices. All of these you can get in the supermarket. So in a nice little skillet here, we'll add a little oil, and we'll add some spices. Let's talk about spices. A little teaspoon or so of mustard seeds, right? They'll start to pop, right? We've got cumin, savoury, and again, deep flavours, which are really fulfilling. We've got garam masala, which is like the spice maker's blend. It's got 4 or 5 different spices. They vary sometimes. One of my favourite spices, fenugreek. Really nice. Just roast a leg of lamb with fenugreek and some squashed ginger and some garlic. Oh, my lordy, lordy, lord. It's a brilliant spice. Now, so why would we do it? Clearly, this is a weekend thing, right? But for me, the joy of cooking is, spices like this are the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, right? Pound for pound, OK? So this is a real celebration. I had the joy and the honour of going to India this year to see the amazing street food and cooking, and it just blew my mind. So if you look in the pan here now, you'll see that we're frying the spices. Then we'll add the paste, and to that paste, to make it so sumptuous and delicious, is some, wait for it, peanut butter.
Oh.
So it's not just you guys in North America that like peanut butter, right? Making, all peanut butter is traditionally is just blended up nuts or seeds. So we put a couple of spoons of that in. That's going to give it amazing flavour. There's no sugar in that, OK? So with it, nuts, healthy fats. Tamarind. If you don't know it, you can get it. It's like a sweet and sour paste, OK?
Yep.
And then a little mango chutney. So this is potentially one of the nicest things you might ever eat, right? It's that good.
It's that good.
It's really delicious.
You know what to do with eggplant now. This is exciting.
And of course, if you wanted to make it meat, you could. But we're trying to celebrate the veggies. So once you mix that up, you make this paste. Now, with this paste, we're going to simply take our aubergines, and you could take any, sort of veggie that you like, and we want to stuff it. So if it was one like this, you could just simply do that. Or if it was one of these long ones, you can do it like that. The regular ones that we have in the supermarket, just slice them up. But basically, take the paste, here's the paste, and you just basically do this. You just stuff it. And then you put it back together again, and you just rub it all over. Now you think, well, because what we're doing is if you think about it, what we're doing is giving the veggies the same love and respect as you would like a cut of meat, OK? And that's where the flavour develops. So you stuff all your aubergines up, and then over here, Marilyn, if you can just toss these around a little bit.
Yep.
In a pan, we'll just turn those around, get a little bit of heat going, and without question, you could do this the day before and get ahead of the game. But then we add coconut milk.
Okay.
And some tomatoes. So if you have a little look in that pan now, the colours going on is insane. Sweetness from tomatoes, all of those ingredients. Yes, it's a weekend dish, but, life's too short just to have, cheese sandwiches every day. You know what I mean? You got to mix things up a little bit.
This smells so good.
So,
hell yeah.
This now goes in the oven for about half an hour, 40 minutes, until it's just golden, blipping away and beautiful. Now, I do need help from a member of the audience. Young lady, could you help me? Over there is our oven. I made one earlier.
It smells good in here, doesn't it, everybody?
Yeah.
It smells really good. And she's got her mitts.
She has got heels on, though.
Yeah, what do you think?
She's got heels on.
Don't spill it.
Yeah. But I wonder if you can
Okay,
still do it in style.
and now the presentation. Don't worry about the door, we'll get it later.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank
And there you go.
And for that, darling, I will give you a little plate of that in a second.
please.
And what's your
Thank you
name?
very much.
Irene.
Let's hear it for Irene, everyone.
So, lovely girl. If you have a little look in the pan here, and let's just mop up some close-ups for our lovely people. If you have a little look in the pan here, you can see it's blipping away. You know, we've really softened up these aubergines. And that's the thing. We don't want kind of rubbery aubergines. Sorry, eggplant. Sorry, I keep forgetting what country I'm in.
Aubergine sounds so much nicer.
Let's plate it up the way I love to eat. We have some
Okay.
simple rice. You know, sometimes my wife likes me to do, like, little naan bread, which is a very simple dough. And then I'll get some of these aubergines. Now, take a little look at this.
Bursting with flavour.
Yeah, so much flavour. Look at
Yeah.
the colours. But, of course, you know, for me personally, as a British boy, we never grew up with flavours like this. So this is the joy of cooking. You know, when you go out and about these days, you can pick up flavours from different countries. You can learn so much from them. And I would just finish that up with a little bit of herb. I know you don't like cilantro, but let's go with the flow.
Yep.
I've got some poppadoms here. Again, crunch and, you know, beautiful texture with the rice. And then if you want to have a little chutneys around it, you can. So, would you like to try some?
I would like to have Irene try some.
Oh, Irene. Back
Come
up,
on,
Irene.
I think Irene should try. Okay, Irene. This
Madam?
is good.
Thank you.
Would you like an aubergine? This looks really good. Really good.
I'm your table. I'm a human
Yeah.
table.
Wow.
Beautiful. It smells so good, too. That's the thing. Yes, she loves it! Thank you very much. Okay, Jamie's making puff pastry pizza. When we come back, our favorite with his kids and parents all around the world. We'll be right back, everybody. We're back with Jamie Oliver. We're talking a lot during the show. Mealtime inspiration. Jamie's got. I want to talk about this because CTV's live channel is your go-to spot to see him in Canada and all of his great shows. So thank you so much for
Yeah, they
coming
got
today.
loads of my
They
shows.
got loads of your shows.
Loads
It's
of-
all
so
good.
This is a nice one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I want
This show is nice or this recipe is nice?
Everything's nice. I mean, like, everything's nice. But this dish, I think you'll quite like. It feels to me nice and optimistic. It's kind of riffing off of the concept of a pizza, right?
Right.
And everyone loves a pizza, right?
Yeah.
If you want to, like, take it on to sort of another level, I was sort of thinking a little bit more French, Provençal. So we're kind of embracing things like red and yellow peppers.
Right.
You know, courgettes.
You call this the reverse pizza.
A reverse pizza.
Yeah, okay.
Or an upside down one. Or, you know, I take onions, courgettes or zucchini. You know, you can take those kind of veggies, toss them in a little oil, salt and pepper, choose a herb. I've got oregano, but you choose a herb you like. Then just roast that in the oven for like 20 minutes until they soften and get delicious and sweet. And then you go to the supermarket and you get a pack of your puff pastry.
Right.
They're all pre-done and rolled out for you. It's nothing hard to do, and you just unravel it like that, right? So, I mean, look, I'm a chef, but I am not going to make puff pastry at home, ever. Okay? So once you do that, we kind of just, you know, take this in and almost like tuck it in like it's in bed, right? There you go, down the edges, right? And they'll become kind of like, you know, the lovely little side of the crust. So this goes back in the oven for about half an hour until golden and crispy. Now, the oven is at a glorious 375 degrees.
Let me check your book. 350.
Yeah, 350. And forgive me for not...
396.
You translate sort of Celsius to Fahrenheit over here, so...
Some of us do. Some of us never caught on.
Yeah. I got to get with the party. So, look, this is what we had.
Nice.
And it's very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
let's just get rid of that. There we go. So let me just walk to here. So this is what we got. Just run your knife around the edge so nothing's sticking. Have a little shake around. And then, look, you can put it on a board. You can put it on a plate, a platter, you know, just, you know, whatever makes you happy. And I just tend to sort of just flip it like that.
Oh.
Now, once you've done that, we can have a little fun.
Okay.
Because what we've got here is our little upside-down sunshine
Oh, my God.
Bake
That
it.
looks good.
Have a little look at that.
That looks good.
So,
Oh, yeah.
now the thing I like about this is it is rough and it is ready, and let's just embrace that because most of us are going to get something, give or take, that looks like this. Sometimes they look prettier, sometimes they look beautiful like this, but then we're going to dress it. So we'll take lovely mozzarella.
Oh, let's do it.
And we'll just take tiny, tiny little bombs and just do little bits in and around like that. So that'll start to semi-melt.
Right.
So you get fresh, creamy, sort of elegant little bits like this, and then we'll take, again, a herb of choice. Basil, for me, is the one that's making me very happy.
Page 94 in your cookbook that you're all getting.
And then we've got basil, so a freshness,
Oh, that smells
crispiness,
so good.
sweetness. But,
Okay. Yeah,
there's still a little kick that we can do, and
All
that's
right.
balsamic vinegar. You know, when I started with The Naked Chef, we didn't really have this. And we're going to go all Jackson Pollock. If you don't know what Jackson Pollock is, it's an artist. He's very, very, messy.
Yeah.
And we're just going to kind of just give it a nice little drizzle up like that. Look, the point is, have fun. And if you had a little Parmesan, you could just grate a little bit. But it's fun, it's optimistic. You can put it in the middle of a nice little meal, salad, summertime, whatever you want.
Looks
My kids love this.
tremendous.
Absolutely.
Tremendous. Okay.
You want to try some?
Yeah, that's it.
So
That's really great.
just take, and the nice thing is you can take it to the table like that. You do kind of get your little wedge. You can see the cheese is melting.
It's melting.
Oh, humans.
Eureka!
Yeah.
We did it.
Humans are so simple, really, aren't they?
And while we're talking about that, in your book, there's a marmalade salad of some kind? Or
Yeah.
Tell me about
the
that.
lady marmalade salad. What's interesting is a lot of people say, look, I think salads are boring. So I just take orange juice or clementine juice. I just reduce it down in the pan.
Okay.
Then take it off, and then I say break it. Then I put like vinegar and olive oil in there, and you make this kind of marmalade-y, sweet dressing, and that over the more kind of bitter leaves, endives, rocket, stuff like that is delicious. So let's just give you a little elegant slice for an elegant lady. And look, the idea is celebrating veggies, having fun, trying to find a vehicle that feels a little bit familiar. Go on, girl.
Really? Okay.
Well, you can. You don't.
Now, what would you put with this? There's a salad that you want to
Over
put.
here, there's a lovely salad.
Go.
And actually, I think, this is called a lady marmalade salad, right? And the reason that is because I was going for those marmalade-y flavours, right? That sweet orange. And it was actually a way of making a warm salad. So you just boil up orange or clementine juice until it goes sticky, then hit it with vinegar, olive oil, and we dress sort of lovely, interesting leaves like rocket or endive, and it just takes that boring salad to the next level. And I'm going to give you a little salad leaf.
Really?
I know, it's your lucky day today. But really, really good. Really tasty.
Just tell them we'll be right back.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
Oh, I tell them that. Oh, sorry.
We are cooking with Jamie Oliver today. Jamie Oliver! Make some beautiful vegetarian dishes from Ultimate Veg, all the recipes, including a bonus pasta dish, are on Marilyn.ca.
Yes.
We also asked out on social media, if you have a question, Stephanie in the audience, where are you? Where are you, honey?
Over here.
What's your question, honey?
My question is, are you a romantic? And if you are, what's the most romantic thing you've done for your wife, Jules?
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. So I like to try and be romantic. I've been going out with Jules since I was 18. So
Long time.
I've pulled a few tricks in that time.
Yeah.
And it does get harder. It does get harder to be. I think one of the most romantic things I did on an anniversary was I bought this beautiful old vintage mirror, and I picked her best poem, which is an amazing, beautiful poem called "Nature's First Green is Gold." And it's the most beautiful poem, and I got it etched onto the mirror and whacked it up. Happy 5th anniversary. I thought that was quite romantic.
Nicely done. Right. I was looking, as I do, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I know you're going to come back. But the book list of what you've done, The Naked Chef Takes Off, which you did and burned yourself. Happy Days with The Naked Chef. I can't even tell you how prolific. And so I ask you, what is the next thing that you are going to do?
Well, just before I answer that, all I would say is, when I was in high school, I was in what we call special needs, right? I was literally the thickest kid in the school, right? Or in the bottom 5%. And all I would say is, in Britain now, I'm the second most published author in the country after J.K. Rowling. And I'm not saying that to show off. I'm saying that because school's not for everyone. The only thing that matters in life is to work hard, find a passion, and be kind. And honestly, I can't believe that I'm allowed to come to your country, come on your show. Like, I can't believe I'm published here. Like, even 20 years in, I get goosebumps, I pinch myself. But I would say to any of those kids out there that have a rough time at school, school doesn't define you. You know what I mean? It just helps you. And we're not all the same. So get out there, find something you love. And I've gone off subject, but, you know, it's when you show me that list, it kind of makes me feel a little bit nostalgic. But next for me, I'm writing a new book. I'm going to use this opportunity to get out and around into people's homes and really kind of feel even more what people are doing today when they're busy and they're trying to feed a family. So that'll be the next thing for me. Amongst others.
Can I say this? You and I have known each other, I think, 20 years.
Yep.
20 years I've known you, before the first one was born.
Yep.
And I want to say something to you. The first time I met you, came over to my house to cook. So if you're going to do that with other people, the next time you come in, you have to come over to the house and cook. We'll bring as many people as we can to
and
the
I can
house.
cook for the second time in your kitchen.
Yeah! It's a new kitchen!
Definitely.
Jamie Oliver, the book is called Jamie Oliver, Ultimate Veg. Everyone's getting a copy of it. I thank you so much for your friendship and everything. But before you go, I knew there was a New Year's resolution or something that you made.
Yes.
What was the do you remember your New Year's resolution?
Well, my New Year's resolution, there's a few, but one of them was to go back to drumming.
Yeah, I didn't know that you did that.
And kind of, you know, that was what I did in my teenage years.
Yeah.
Another one was to get fit. And another one was to spend more time in a hammock. Which one? Where are you pointing me?
I can't give you a hammock, but I got something that I think that you'll really like. Please open.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Seriously.
Go.
Drumsticks! That's a little encouragement. Everyone's getting this book today. Thanks everybody for watching. Jamie Oliver, Ultimate Veg. See you next time.